when we're headlining Madison Square Garden in like 10 years,
Oh,
I'm going to
Christ.
play this clip right here. It's going to be like, welcome to the garden.
Welcome to the garden.
Straight into the other camera. We go, welcome to
the
Madison
garden.
Square Garden.
Who would you be without me, Prime?
I think that the goal of this podcast should be for you to become White Boy of the Month on Twitter.
I don't want to be white boy of the month.
You don't want to be the Jacob Elordi of the Transformers fandom?
No, they're gonna draw my dick
I'm putting
out
this
and
out
it'll
there.
be
This
crazy.
is a stretch goal for the
No,
Two Cell Toys podcast
no.
experience. Make Mick White Boy of the Month on Twitter. Even how about this? White Boy of the Day. You can just have a day on Twitter, and then we'll move on. They'll go back to Austin Butler or whoever at this point, they've all had their moment. They're old news by now. There's got to be somebody else.
That reminds me, girl.
Oh no.
Since last episode, I've come around on my opinions on the hotness of Austin Butler.
Did you see Caught Stealing?
No.
That's what works for me.
I saw Adam Driver, Bill Murray, the lady that looks like ScarJo, but she isn't. Sorry.
Adam Driver? Is this a Wes Anderson movie?
The Dead Don't Die.
Oh, I have not seen that. Okay.
He's in it for like 5 seconds. And
The perfect amount of Austin Butler in a movie.
Yeah.
Just like Dune 2.
Yeah.
Just cameo appearance, hot, gone.
It has sparked my theory also that he didn't adopt Elvis' voice. He's had Elvis' voice the whole time.
Interesting. So Dead Don't Die predates Elvis? Because if it doesn't, I'm sorry, but that's just Elvis' voice. He's just still doing it. Because that's how it is in Caught Stealing. Like it's still like he's doing that the whole time, and he's
Hold on, girl. Predates Elvis? The guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Austin Butler has been acting since the 1930s. He just looks like that.
He's a 1920s starlet.
Him and Dick Van Dyke are the same age. He just looks exactly the same. No, but if it's post Elvis movie, then
I think it's pre.
Really interesting.
I don't
mean, if
remember.
Adam Driver was in it, it's probably pre Elvis because Adam Driver's career was about 10 months surrounding the release of a Star Wars movie and then nothing else.
They do a bit
all.
about him being in Star Wars where Tilda Swinton has she has a Star Wars keychain or something. Or someone, Bill Murray, I forget, one of
the
them.
movie?
Yeah, and then they look down and they're like, oh, the Millennium Falcon, Star Wars. And Adam Driver goes, yeah. That's like the end of the scene.
Oh my God.
It's great.
That's wild. Okay, so it must be post at least the first Disney Star Wars and then whatever else. That is really
it's like
interesting.
2017 or something.
And he's still doing, and it's
2018.
pre-Elvis voice. Good for him, honestly. If he found a voice that works for him, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, he dies and he's really bloody, and I was like, okay, I get it now.
Wow, okay. All it takes is a little gore.
It takes a little gore.
The two things that will make you understand the sex appeal of an actor, gore, or if they're a big-ass fucking robot. Then it's like, whoa!
Yeah.
This is like, he sent me an image this week. He sent me this picture.
You want to talk about images I sent you?
What?
You want to talk about images I sent you?
Yeah, the picture of the Transformer, the giant...
You sent me Optimus Prime tweet of big cock.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big guy, isn't he? Isn't that the joke? He's a big guy, isn't he? Pulling out from underneath the truck. He's a big guy, isn't he? That's the tweet you sent me. And that's why I said you're like all caps, whoa. Yes, it is. If you're under a Transformer and you're a car mechanic, a human car mechanic, and you roll out from under there, it's like, big guy, isn't he? I think that's the implication. Is it not?
This is...
I
feel very vindicated in the amount of times that I'm like, freako people want to fuck the Transformers, because that is not the implication of the tweet.
What is the implication?
My understanding, I will put the tweet on screen for your reference. My understanding of the implication is that it is just that he is a mechanic working on the truck to fix it up, and that they're like waiting for him to repair the truck, and then he goes, oh, turns out this truck is just a big guy somehow. And that's the joke, is that the mechanic doesn't conceive of him as Optimus Prime, the character. He just goes, oh, it's also somehow a guy.
But he's
the fact that
underneath.
you are
But he's
reading a
underneath him.
sexual subtext into
But
it, it really proves a
Girl,
point.
he's on his back, rolled underneath Optimus Prime.
you think
He's a
mechanics
big
work on
guy,
cars?
isn't he? He's a big guy.
How do you think mechanics work on trucks like that?
Well, obviously they roll underneath, but also he's a robot. So I thought the joke was that he has a big cock. And the mechanic discovers it, and he rolls out from underneath, and he's like, whoa. I thought that was the tweet you were sending me, and I was shocked to my core. I was like doing something with my family, and I open that up, and I say, whoa, to you, all caps.
That actually does explain why you responded like that, because I thought it was a funny joke, but then I was like, why did he reply so like shocked by that? It's a pretty tame meme.
It isn't, girl.
I am
It's about
shocked.
his cock and balls.
Wow. And this is a podcast for kids about kids' toys.
Yep.
And we talk about kids' shows and
Yeah.
kids' media.
And bringing it back around about images I sent you. Let's talk about the show
yes.
for
Okay, so
8-year-olds.
then you sent me an image that did not have a sexual subtext, but I understood.
Yes.
That I understood in this case. So
Yeah.
what's the character? Who is this entity?
I don't fucking know, girl. I don't know.
Big ass transformer.
Big ass transformer from the new Earthspark season. That will have Hot Rod. That will have Octopunch, which is insane.
Damn.
And who I didn't even know existed until like 2 weeks ago, by the way.
Okay. So this is a new season of the currently ongoing show.
Yes.
Okay,
That
okay.
I totally thought was canceled. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I had no knowledge that there was an ongoing show, but I'm taking an educated guess.
I've been watching Earthspark. I actually really like it a lot.
Okay, sweet.
I'm like mid season 1 still.
Nice.
It's been
When did
out
it
for
start?
years. Like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. It's been a
Okay,
while. It's been a
so
minute.
it's in its heyday. It's going on right now.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But season 2, I thought it stopped after season 2. Apparently there's a season 3, and then this one's going to be season 4, and I think the last season.
Okay.
And then season 2 and 3, I've been kind of like on the fence about, even though I haven't even finished season 1 yet, because the animation looks really bad.
The invincible effect.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the way that they render is just weirder and like colder, and I don't love it. And then
I
the new
assume
season's
that the
kind of
80s
going
movie
back.
is your number one in terms of like animated depiction, like Bay versus Side, right? I would assume that, or is there another adaptation that you feel is a superior depiction in animation?
I have many complicated feelings on this. So the 1986 Transformers the movie is like my favorite of all time, but that's because I'm super biased because it's one of my favorite movies ever of all time.
Sure.
I think G1 is the most fun to watch for me because it's super campy and corny and fucking ridiculous, and it's just very enjoyable. I watch it like a soap opera.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I sit down there and watch it.
Okay.
I think objectively, I think the best Transformers animated shows is Transformers Animated, which is like a very milquetoast take.
Okay.
That was the one from like when we were growing up, basically.
Yeah.
2D
Okay, so
animated.
I probably has seen that one at some point.
It's really good.
I'm sure, because I remember watching whatever show was coming out when I was a kid. I mean, I don't know that I can remember any specific details.
It's
enough
the
to
one
narrow
where
it
like
down, but...
Prowl is a ninja. Starscream is voiced by SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, okay,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
That makes sense.
It's a good one.
That actually does track.
It's a good one.
You know more about it than I even remember, but yes, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah.
I tried to rewatch it and I couldn't like really get into it because I forgot that it's like basically a kind of mirrored universe version of G1, and that threw me off when I was rewatching it.
Interesting.
I completely forgot. But I think it's interesting. It's like a good take of the original G1, whatever.
Yeah,
Not that it really matters. And hand in hand with objectively best Transformers show, Beast Wars. That might be a hot take, but
Beast
it's
Wars
like,
is the pinnacle of Transformers media,
Yeah.
and from my perspective.
it's so
That's
good.
like very biased because I just liked them when I was a kid, but like
so
Beast
good.
Wars is so good.
Beast Wars is crazy good.
So good.
It's also campy and corny, but
Yeah.
like it's just there's something about it.
There's something about like, at least for me as a kid, what was charming about it was that the premise of Transformers was the blend of like a sentient being and the mechanical thing. So it was all kind of living robots. And something about having like a pseudo-organic element as part of that was so cool to me as a kid. Not that I could have articulated that it was a pseudo-organic element, but like I was like, that's like an ape. That's dope as hell. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
so
it
sick.
unlocked that side too, where it was like, yeah, when you're a kid, like a lion that's also a robot, that's also a guy. It's like, damn, What is it not? That's so cool. So.
My goat Rat Trap is from Beast Wars.
Amazing.
Love him.
Amazing.
Totally forgot he's an Autobot for some reason. I thought he's been a Decepticon this whole time. I've been rewatching the shows lately. So,
okay.
Little by little, I just rewatch like any episode where I can.
Nice.
So that's been very fun. Beast Wars is. I didn't really watch it growing up, so
Yeah.
it's been kind of just like a fresh.
It's gotta be
thing
fun
for
to
me.
not have as much of the nostalgic attachment as you might with other stuff like the 80s movie or other shows, because then it's like it is a good one, it's something people like, but you can also watch it fresh as a fan, which is cool.
is very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of, well, the earlier topic, my personal favorite cartoon. Or not favorite, actually. G1 is probably always going to be my favorite, and Beast Wars is definitely like crawling up there.
How much of Beast Wars is there? How long did they make that for?
I don't even know, girl.
Like probably not long, because
I think
it's
they
one
did
of
it for
those
2-3 years.
Yeah,
something like that.
Had its little moment.
Yeah. It's all free on YouTube.
Damn.
Like, most
I
of the
didn't know that.
Transformers shows.
Oh, I gotta find that.
Like Cyberverse, I think, is all free on YouTube or whatever the fuck it's called. Which is like one of the newer ones that was on Netflix. Yeah, but a lot of them, like all of Transformers Prime, I think, is on YouTube.
Open
G1's
source
on
Transformers
YouTube.
media.
It's sick. It's like, okay, work.
I got a comment on so I made a TikTok the other day about Transformers and like the books and all this stuff, whatever. I intended to make that TikTok so that when we launch our first episode, I can like stitch that video and be like, if you like that I'm talking about Transformers, like go listen to the podcast, whatever. It's just like I'm a marketing genius, so not a big deal.
So sorry, hold on. I have to clear my milk voice.
So that
should I get really close on the mic as I do it? And
yes, it's like ASMR for coughing out.
No, I can't cough on your mic.
Tea. That's what the windscreen's for. That can be cleaned and then you're good.
Sorry, I'm not doing a bit. I like really need that.
You're like, I'm not doing a bit.
It's growling on the mic. Okay, sorry. Marketing
so I
genius.
made this TikTok that was about like Transformers stuff that I've read recently.
Yes.
I talked about, and we'll get into this stuff because we have stuff that we want to get to about like recent Transformers books that we've read. But one of the comments I got, I was like, I gotta show this to Mick because he's gonna find it so funny. Which is somebody being like, if you like More Than Meets the Eye and the IDW run, like you have to watch Transformers 1. It's like so poignant. It's so beautiful. Like it's so powerful. It's such a rich story. And I was dying because I was like, that is probably the number one thing you cannot recommend me in the comments of this video.
Powerful.
I don't remember the exact.
Rise up, Megatron. What, or D16, whatever the fuck his name is. Rise up. That's what they do in the movie. It's so powerful.
Wow.
It's so
It's like
powerful.
Hamilton.
It's like Hamilton. It's like
In that it's for like people who sort of miss the
my
point
God.
of the history of the story.
it's so powerful.
That's so funny.
It's so powerful.
So I knew that would land very well with you to say that somebody out there really wants me to watch Transformers 1.
Oh my, it's so beautiful. It's so powerful. It's so powerful.
I still have not watched it,
So
and I
powerful.
sadly I texted you like a week or two
So
ago because I was
powerful.
going to be watching Bumblebee. We started it. We watched like 2 minutes, and then like
That's the best part of the movie.
I know.
First 2
So I
minutes.
was going to ask you about this because we start Bumblebee, and I'm thinking, okay, the movie will begin with like a ship crashing on Earth, and then we'll get into the plot of Bumblebee. The movie starts, and it's the fucking war on Cybertron, and I was like, oh my God! And then we didn't finish it because like we had like food getting delivered or something, and we just like paused it and then didn't get back to it because enough time had passed. So I will watch it at some point, but I was like, damn, like I want the whole movie to just be this. I want this looks awesome. And I know it'd be like they won't make it because they probably don't think that the same appeal is there. But what I
it's
liked
so
is
good.
it's Bayverse level like scale and designs, which is cool, but it's just a
G1 designs
Transformers
is, like-
story. And that is like amazing. So I really wished the whole movie would have been that, even though I didn't watch the rest of the movie. I got what I wanted, which is great.
The first 2 minutes is the best part of the movie. I mean, I really like the action sequences in Bumblebee.
Okay.
That's kind of, I don't know if that's a hot take or not actually, but people really don't like Bumblebee because it's like too kid-like, too coming of age for their
Interesting,
taste, which
okay.
like I can see and respect, but also
More
it's too
or less
self-toys.
than the first Bayverse movie, because that's a pretty like
Oh my God.
like
It's
teen
like-
tween movie. And then so as Bumblebee plays younger.
The movie where Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox fuck on top
Well,
of Bumblebee
okay,
while
okay.
all the Autobots cuck and watch? While Optimus Prime monologues to a sunset to camera? Oh, come on, girl.
We will protect
Yes!
the Earth
and you will wear protection.
What's this Sam Witwicky? Yeah, like
I think as a like that era of movies, like the blockbuster, even like the first Iron Man falls in that same category where it's like you take like your 13-year-old to go see it, and
But
they have their
with
sexual
Iron Man,
awakening
it's
because they
like-
see Megan Fox.
But with Iron Man, it's like aura. And then Michael Bay was trying to do aura, and he couldn't.
Do you think that it would have been better if one of the Autobots had fucked Megan Fox?
That's disrespectful to Megan Fox, frankly.
Okay, well, that's
Personally-
better than if you had said it would be disrespectful to the giant robot.
Let's talk about...
I'm
Never mind.
sure,
We shouldn't
I'm
talk about
sure-
that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Never mind, we shouldn't
I don't
talk
think
about
this
that.
is an avenue I really need to explore. But I'm sure that there is media on the internet widely available of such events occurring. I have no doubt that with 2 Google searches,
Strong
I
opinions
could
about
be.
that.
Oh, well,
genre.
please share. This is the public forum to share said opinions.
I think that Petra, I think that Valve Plug, aka the tag for Transformers porn, fucking sucks. I think it's bullshit. I think
Did you
it's
say Valve Plug?
Valve Plug because the valve is the vagina or something, and the plug is the penis. And I don't get why the alien robots have human genitalia. I don't understand it. I don't understand why there's fluid down there, and I don't understand why it's energon.
It's
and
not,
I don't
it's probably
understand.
like automotive oil, I assume.
No, it's energon, and I don't get it.
How
And-
much of this media realistically, you know, you don't have to admit how much of it you've seen, but how much of it is Transformer on human, and how much
No,
is
it's just all
Transformer on
Transformers, and
Transformer?
I don't get
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
No, I don't get it.
Consenting same species encounter.
No, because why do they have human genitalia, girl?
Well,
Why can they get pregnant, girl?
why do depictions of
Why is it-
angels in medieval literature look like humans, even though they're actually biblically accurate angels are just a circle of eyes? You know, we
Isn't
summon
that
what's
something
familiar
different?
to us in
'Cause
form.
isn't that seraphic angels, which is an entirely different thing, and then biblically accurate angels is
Damn
just something
it.
we made up on the internet? Yeah, girl.
Damn it.
Yeah, girl.
Proof that the person who grew up in Christianity is guaranteed to know less about the actual history of shit.
Raised atheist, by
That
the
is
way.
so. Okay, so
Lots of
you're
feet
right
from
on
me on
that.
camera
I
today.
was trying to make the point that human artists will strive to bring familiarity into unfamiliar situations, and so in that situation they go, "I want it to be erotic. I can only conceptualize something erotic if it involves this."
And
so
I
they
think
do
that's
it. Which I'm not saying that's
sad.
right. I'm just saying that's probably why they
It's
do
right.
that.
I think it's boring.
Interesting.
I think it's boring, and
Okay.
people get really mad at me for saying that.
Well, you are
but
a
I don't care.
noted internet art personality. So why are you not actively fixing this problem?
Well, I want
Link in description to see a portfolio of mixed human on Transformer and Transformer on Transformer art collection.
my Megatron self-insert fan art where I
talk
she's-
about. Anyway,
all my Megatron self-insert concepts starts and ends with I'm a human, she's a robot. She doesn't see me because I'm a human and 5 foot flat. She steps on me and I die. And that's the fantasy every time, and I'm not kidding. I'm not doing
that's
a bit.
beautiful. And actually, you know what? I that makes more sense than the
See?
adding the genitals. I understand that actually.
Yeah.
That it's more like it's a very different dynamic, and I understand that. I can get
See?
that. Okay, I can get behind it.
My thing with the porn of the Transformers on the Transformers is that it has to be wires because they're alien fucking robots.
That's so true.
I want to see
And they
cogs and
reproduce
wheels and
asexually,
pulleys
right?
and
They're not-
levers. Yes.
Yeah, there's no.
I mean, in IDW, they're like, ooh, they do a little sex. And it's like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, if they reproduce asexually, I also think that the appeal of the art would be that it is not a reproductive act, so you can have it be much more imaginative. Because there's no implication that they need to be creating another Transformer in whatever this act is.
All the Valve Plug breeding fan art, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't.
Well, I hope you know
I don't
this.
wanna
You do have the ability to close the tab.
Well, that's why I'm not on social media, girl. Too much Valve Plug. Too much Starscream leaking,
You know that
leaving
like
a
what you
snail
see on
trail.
social media is generally based on like your viewing habits, right? Like if you're telling me you can't get an
Well, I gotta
Instagram account
support the
because
mutuals.
you see too much Valve Plug Transformers art, I'm like, hey, just so you know, I've never seen it in my life. So that's. And so we wanted to talk about the Skybound run, which is Daniel Warren Johnson's run.
Is very not horny.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
God.
true. Not horny unless
So
what
far.
you're into is just like brutal fist fights and cannons. Which
Me.
For a Transformers fan,
Me.
that might be it.
I see their wires.
We have to, now we're pivoting out of
I see their wires. Ooh. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
The way he draws the characters, you can tell that it may not be sexual, but it is certainly like
intentional,
and he has like a very clear love and appreciation for the design sensibilities of, especially of the 80s stuff. That was what I took away from this book in a big way, was that a lot of times when you get like an avant-garde artist on a book, they will do their interpretation of the character. So you'll get a character that's like, oh, I guess that is that character, but it's very clearly this artist kind of putting their entire image on it. The big takeaway I had from this was that, like, Daniel Warren Johnson loves the 80s Transformers media.
It's so
and
refreshing.
is preserving all of that and then being like, and this is how I would draw that, which is really cool. For something like Transformers that reinvents itself over and over, that's cool, but it's also nice to like have someone come in and say, hey, let's like pause for a second and reminisce and reflect on something that is universally beloved is really cool. I mean, I don't want to make too many comparisons. I'll just get this out of the way. But it reminded me of the times that Ninja Turtles has been really, really good. Yeah. Because when that is good is when it's usually the original creators or someone who is very creative being like, I'm going to pay homage to like the super early 80s stuff, the cartoons or the comics. And when they do that and put it their own style, usually it's great. So,
I really, really appreciate that we get to see the insides of the Transformers in like a really articulated way, I guess I should say. I love it so much. Not in a horny freak way after everything I just said. But like it's just so delicious to look at from an art perspective. Because I like to draw robots. I like to fuck around with that from time to time.
Yeah.
And that amount of detail hurts physically.
Yeah.
So to pencil it, sketch it, do the thumbnails, like pencil it, ink it, all that, color it, shade it. Shout outs to colorists. I forget their name.
God. Yeah, I grabbed the book so I could look it up.
It's so stunning.
The colors in this book are incredible.
The text person, I don't know the name of people that do text in comics. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The letterer.
Let's see.
Oh my God,
Mike Spicer was the colorist.
8. Who did the text?
Russ Wooten. What a sick name.
You fucking 8 down.
Yeah. The lettering is really, really good.
Oh my God. It is unbelievably good. I love the effects on everything.
Really
you know
interested.
the song? Yes, the fuck I do, bitch. Yes, I did. I had to put the book down in like...
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was
good.
Intense. It was crazy.
I would be really interested to see with these pages how the letterer worked alongside Daniel Warren Johnson to like blend, because the text feels so native to the artwork. It feels like if you took all the text out, all the lettering out, you would not have the same page, which is cool. And Daniel Warren Johnson, so this was an art thing I was going to ask you about because you have much more experience, not only in drawing, but in drawing Transformers specifically. How do you feel that book, or maybe just that style in general, because I felt like it really effectively was mechanical and robotic and whatever, but also was like jelly. Like I could feel everything move. You know, how do you feel? Like what brings that together in a way that makes it so satisfying to read? Like, was there anything you noticed about the art that you were like, wow, this is how he excels in portraying the characters?
Everything hurts because like impact means something, which is something that is missing from G1.
Okay.
Which that I feel like it contributes a lot to how different it feels, even though it is like a G1 story in a way.
Yep.
I know it's like the Energon universe or whatever, but to me this is like the new
story.
G1.
Yeah.
Like in G1, they fire guns and cannons and everything at each other, and like they're like, my equilibrium destabilized, like the classic. Like nothing really hurts. No one goes away except for Jetfire.
Right.
I
remember when I was a kid, Jetfire in the original, and then in it's the first or the second Bayverse movie. I remember this kid coming up to me at Sunday school at church and being like, "Hey, bro, Jazz is dead."
Being like, from the Bayverse movies?
Yeah, it was like being like, Megatron ripped Jazz in half. And I hadn't even seen any of them because I was like, my parents wouldn't let me watch them. But I remember it was like a celebrity had died. He was like
Jazz
so
and
devastated.
Skybound? Ooh, beat it up.
So good.
Jazz and Skybound. I got very excited.
One of the things I was really, really into in the story of this is like, So I knew that it was going to be retouching on a lot of G1 and like reintroducing us to the characters, but I also was like, what stops this arc? Because this is 6 issues I think in this first trade, and he did 24 total.
I currently own all of them now. By the way,
Oh my God.
went to the comic shop and I like just swept.
I feel like. Yeah, I need to pick them up, but I also am wondering if they're going to do one collected Daniel Warren Johnson volume.
Oh yeah, they have to.
And
I think they already
will wait
did.
and buy that because, or maybe they already did, and I need to look it up because I would love that because I'll read it and just have it as anyway. But what I was wondering about in the first 6 issues, I thought, okay, first arc introduction. How are we going to get to a point where I am both like settled into the world of Transformers? I've had an origin story, but also there is enough going on that I am like really interested in continuing.
Yeah.
And not because I don't think that like the characters have opportunity to be interesting.
We should
and, like,
throw up a
compelling.
huge spoiler warning for Skybound 1,
Yes,
I think, before
yeah,
we talk
if you have
about
not
more.
read it. I mean, at this point, it came out in like
a year ago.
2020.
Yeah,
if
or
it's
something
if
like
they're on
that.
issue 24, that's 2 years ago. So we're
okay.
way past.
But
I hope.
still, huge
but yes,
spoiler
huge spoiler
warning.
warning if you have not read it.
There will be major character death discussed.
Huge spoilers.
Yeah.
The way that it sets up that we don't get access to all the characters first is perfect.
I love that Wheeljack is half a guy.
Yeah, I read these 6 issues and I haven't even, I mean, you know, somebody kind of whispers Megatron. Like, that to me is what made me so compelled by it because I was like, I don't know enough Transformers media to know, like, how you scale through, like, the different villains. Like, for example, right, in Marvel, you're going to have, like... You tell a Captain America story, and it takes 2 years to tell, and you want him to fight an increasing villains in size, whatever. So maybe we know that at the end he's going to fight like Thanos, and he's going to be in space.
Yeah.
But before that, you need him to fight like MODOK, and then like the Red Skull, and then an increasingly bigger like set of villains to scale up. I don't know what in the Transformers universe does that. So my frame of reference as a new reader is Megatron is the bad guy, and then like Unicron is something else. So I'm like, I don't know, like if Megatron is in issue 1, I'm already kind of bored. And the way that the book is like, you should be so fucking scared if Megatron is ever back, and gives you other characters to like have as your bad guys in the meantime. Awesome.
I love that they made Soundwave scary again.
Yes.
That's something I really
So
appreciate.
cool.
Starscream also being a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Granted, there is reasons for that that we're gonna find out, and I'm very excited.
Interesting. Okay.
They actually changed up Starscream's whole thing a little bit.
Really?
And-
There's answers further down the run that I have not read? Oh, sweet.
They like
okay.
completely change up his deal a little bit.
Wow.
So I don't know much about it. That's just all I know. And as
Damn.
he's like one of my favorite Transformers ever of all time.
That's so cool.
Um,
Okay,
so-
nice.
Which again, everyone and their mother loves Starscream.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
I've been here since I was 4-year-old. I can say it. I can stand by it. Anyway,
That's me when Spider-Man 2099 was in Spider-Verse, and I was like, you
Yes.
motherfuckers. I was 9 years old.
I
My
was
copy
there
of that is
first.
beat to hell.
I was there first.
I was there before any of you. But yeah, I was just like, I was blown away by that. The way that they reframe some of what we would assume to be kind of lackeys and second tier Decepticons into your immediate threat. They have serious skill. They're seriously scary. They're already kind of vying for top position.
I just remembered,
Yeah.
girl, we haven't even seen Shockwave yet.
Yeah.
He's there. He gets there, but I'm very...
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I have seen 2 pages of him in this comic.
Damn.
Scary.
That is so cool.
I'm
I'm gripped. So now I'm like,
very excited.
I have to finish it out quick because I would like to keep up with the new run.
I can lend them to you as I finish them because I was waiting until we did this episode so I didn't mix up like timeline.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then that way I can just read, give, read, give, read,
Nice.
give.
Okay, sweet. My I was saving this until we recorded because I have a gift for you.
What?
Before we started
Oh, yeah, I
recording,
forgot.
Mick gave me this Blocky's Transformers figure, which I'm very, very excited about.
Shout
I'm
out
gonna
to
be putting it together.
Animation. I don't know how to pronounce it in Westlake. The guy that runs that store is fucking amazing. I love
cool.
him. Shout outs.
Very, very
I spend
cool.
so
It's a
much
good
money
spot.
there.
It is a good spot. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a couple of them. You go there regularly.
$56 today. Gambling.
I personally wouldn't
Gambling.
broadcast that information, but that's why I shop online for my action figures so that nobody knows. But so you gave me the figure, and I was like, oh, well, this works out because I have something for you. I went a couple weeks ago to Minneapolis for like a family event, which was a lot of fun. And while there, they're like, oh, the family we were staying with was like, we should go to the local comic shop. And I'm like, okay, sweet, like, let's go. And, you know, I buy a bunch of stuff. I got like a
scared.
Superman figure and whatever else. But this made me laugh. And you're not on social media, so you didn't see. I made a TikTok with it first. But I bought it because I was like, oh, I got to give this to Nick on the podcast.
Oh my
Because I
God.
was like, this is what you could call the first issue of Void Rivals.
Ooh, oh my God. Wait.
Isn't that sick?
Oh my God, this is gorgeous.
It's so cool.
I love, oh my God, hold on. Whoa.
This is G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. It's got to be from the
Holy
80s,
shit.
maybe late
From a limited
80s?
series.
I don't know who drew it. I didn't
25
open
cents.
it, so I don't. Wow.
25 cents
That
originally.
is crazy. Yeah, I thought that was
Or
hilarious
75,
because at the
excuse me.
time that came out, those two properties would have been maybe owned by the same people or whatever, but this would have been like, oh, it's kind of novel to have them cross over. And now we have not only the world of movies where like they're actually crossing over,
Yeah.
but now in Void Rivals, in comics, Energon Universe, it's all them. Oh, that's a fun relic.
They're going
to be like,
all out with the G.I. This is so fucking cool. Thank you so much. This
you're
is
welcome.
so thoughtful.
I knew you would dig it.
I
And it's cool
am,
too because it's a
blown
cover that
away.
like, oh sweet, it's a cover that like is mostly a Transformer on the front, which I thought was cool too.
Gorgeous
Like,
illustration,
very
by the way.
cool.
Who did
I don't know who
this?
did it. Let me see. I might be able to see the artist signature.
That's from back when Marvel did all the Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff.
Yes,
too,
and
which
that's
is,
they've
like,
done those
pretty iconic.
compendiums now.
Yeah, I
Uh,
want to buy one so bad, but they're like $75.
I know.
and-
They're expensive. Although I will say, in terms of page count, they are some of the best value compendiums out right now. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the image stuff is like Invincible and stuff like that. It's like
Yeah.
$60, but you get so many issues that it's worth it. Hang on, I'm gonna take this out and look
Do it.
at who drew it. I just gotta be careful not to get the tape on it.
I trust you.
There we go. Oh yeah, it's got whoever that Transformer
What's
is.
the ad on the back?
What is the ad on the back? Oh,
I want to
Dungeons
see.
and Dragons on the back.
Yo,
So
attention,
sick.
mere mortals. That's so sick. This is stunning. Okay, sorry. Yes, look at the
you're good.
artist.
Oh, I didn't even realize it has a sticker on it. Okay, so this is wild. So I got it for $10. That's how much it was in the thing, which is great.
Inflation.
And I know, well, inflation, but it's reverse inflation because this sticker. Oh no, I'm reading it wrong. It was 25 cents in 2009. So 2009,
Oh.
I guess. I mean, this would have been, not that desirable. I think now it's probably $10 because of the sort of
Yeah.
rebirth of all this stuff in comics. I don't recognize anybody who worked on this. Michael Higgins wrote it. Herb Trimpe? Trimpe? I don't know.
Who did the art?
Is the artist Herb Trimpe.
Ooh.
And then Vince Coletta inked it, Joe Rosen lettered it, and somebody named Nell Yomtov colored it. This was when Jim Shooter was the editor-in-chief, so this has got to be 80s. Yeah, 87 is when this came out.
Ooh,
so 87,
1 year after the
so-
movie.
Yeah, so it must have been 1 year after the movie, and then the G.I. Joe would have been kind of at its zenith then.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the 90s came, and everybody forgot about G.I. Joe.
The Cold War ended, and then no
Yeah,
one really
exactly.
cared anymore. That is
It's hard to
so
root for a
fucking
G.I.
cool.
Joe post-Reagan.
It really is. I'm like I think I sent you a picture of one of the covers I saw at the comic shop that we go to. It's one of the new G.I. Joe
Oh,
comics
yeah.
with Cobra Commander,
Yeah.
and it has Mary or whatever her name is, the redhead and the blonde guy. I never know their names. Very fake fan, but like they're all sitting there together and it's badass. And I'm like,
Yeah, it
what?
looks cool.
Why are they buddies?
I'm really interested. So I think it's
Let me put this right here. If that's
yeah,
right.
go for it. Yeah. I don't remember who's writing it. I want to say it's. I don't remember who's writing the G.I. Joe stuff right now, but
I wouldn't know.
It's interesting because I think that the Transformers run, Daniel Warren Johnson's run, took such a spotlight when it was running that I wonder if that G.I. Joe stuff is all really good lately, but it just hasn't gotten attention
Oh.
because like.
People are saying it's like some of the best G.I. Joe
Really?
ever
Okay,
made.
sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't read any of it. I mean, I've
I
never read
haven't
the
either.
old stuff either, so I'm not like, G.I. Joe it's a lot harder of a sell for me. I also come from an extensive military family.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the
Yeah.
the pedestaling of G.I. Joe above other franchises is like it turns me off of it in a big way.
Yeah, I like it when the G.I. Joe are basically like the intergalactic CIA.
Yeah.
I think that's very goofy.
All
and, like,
the cool G.I. Joe
makes more
characters are the
sense.
ones that look nothing like what a real human being would be able to like look like or do.
Yeah,
When they're
I
like
don't- yeah.
sort of like paramilitary, but also like supernatural or like technologically advanced or like something that you're like, oh, that's like its own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, because I really like military stories, as you well know.
Sure.
Like Metal Gear Solid is one of my
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
things ever. Just like military history, blah 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 blah. I can go on and on. I feel like G.I. Joe leans into it in such a like propaganda way, obviously, but
Well,
like it
especially
doesn't.
because that's its origin, right? It's
Yeah,
like
it's Cold
it's
War
like the
propaganda.
anti-Barbie for
Yeah.
boys, and it's
Yeah.
like designed to make you like the military. So it's
Yeah, but like when it comes to like gritty remakes or adaptations or whatever, it doesn't lean enough into the military aspect and like leans too much into like goofy military shenanigans, which is what G.I. Joe is all about. It's like the cartoon for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I want to see something more grounded.
Yeah.
I want like.
Well, I think that one of the tough things is like when you tell a Transformers story, just these franchises have had so much of a parallel experience that I feel like they're apt comparisons between the two because like
I mean they've always take place in the same universe too.
Yeah, they're usually linked somehow. They're connected, but also like neither one. I mean, Transformers has had more success, but neither one has ever really had the like cultural moment since like when it came out.
Yeah.
When it was like for kids exclusively. That was when it was at its peak. Ever since it has wrestled with who it's for. And so I don't think that kids like military media anymore.
No.
And not even like older kids who are like aware of why they don't like military media. I don't think that like 10-year-olds, I don't think 8-year-olds, I don't think 6-year-olds like the idea of like an army guy nearly as much as they used to. So therefore the childhood demographic is kind of gone. And then for adults, a lot of adults are much more conscientious about what it may represent. And so they're like, I don't really like dig that because I just don't want like camo guy.
Yeah.
And like, and they don't want a movie that like when you watch, even like Top Gun is funny. It's like in that same world where it's like the movie kind of has to pretend that it's not about American imperialism to get you to watch it. So it's like they have the same problem with G.I. Joe where it's like you can't really lean into like this is the American military because very quickly you're making a movie about like going to like subjugate some foreign country and you're like, oh yeah, we don't really want that. So it runs into these things where it can't really succeed.
This might be crazy, and I'm also not familiar enough with like G.I. Joe lore to say if this is like a good opinion or not, or like really be behind this, but I want to say it anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like G.I. Joe would have a lot more fun and a lot more wiggle room and maybe appeal to more people if it did more of like Transformers War for Cybertron type of shit.
Sure.
Where it's like, it's completely different and like, I don't know. But also at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. I had a way to phrase it in my head, but it's so weird.
G.I. Joe is at its best when all of the characters you're watching are G.I. Joe characters fighting G.I. Joe characters.
Yeah.
So when the good G.I. Joe characters are fighting the Cobra Commander, that is when it's good.
Yeah.
Anytime it veers out of that, it's like, and even when it veers into like, the Cobra Commander is now controlling like the military of a foreign country, and then you're like, well, what does that represent? You know, I prefer like espionage and spy warfare between
It's
a
so
good
much
guy and a
more
bad
fun.
guy.
Yes.
Not because I'm an idiot. I mean, I am, but mostly because it's like that's when I can think about the characters. And I know there's a current Cobra Commander run that's apparently great, and I'm
own
sure
the
it's
first
good.
trade, and I need to read it very badly.
Yeah, I should check that out. I bet it's good. I mean, also though I hesitate a little bit because there's this thing that happens, or at least has happened in the last couple of years with comic books, where the trend is like take an established character that has like a comically like simplistic image that's like, oh, this is Cobra Commander, he's evil, that's his whole thing, and then like make him complicated, you know, make him and they do this with heroes too, like when Jeff Lemire wrote Moon Knight in like 2014, and he was like, he has multiple personalities, and like he's institutionalized, and then he's talking to his therapist, and it's like, well, what part is superhero, what part is medically unstable guy who needs help? I like that run, but what it kickstarted in a big way was this idea that like if someone is like simply one trait, let's write a book where they're like more complicated. And it's fine, but when you do that to everybody, the novelty starts to wear off. And you start to go, I kind of want it to just be like a Batman book where he beats the fuck out of people. We don't always need to be like, what about his psyche?
Can I say? It's kind of how I felt about Thunderbolts walking away from that.
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
shit
a
was
fair
funny
assessment.
as hell. To me, like I liked it. It was different, but or I liked it more than like I would an average Marvel movie lately. But that's kind of my hesitation about it. I do want to say about Cobra Commander. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
but from what I've seen so far, and I've said this to you before off camera, it leans, from what I can tell, into like this sleazy grindhouse type of thing, and I love that.
Okay.
Like I was thinking about it as you were talking. I'm like, you know what I want from G.I. Joe? I want some like grindhousey, gory, Metal Gear Solid bullshit.
That would be the funniest thing ever if they put an artist on it that was like, they're gonna blow each other's heads off. Like,
I want that, unironically. Like, I don't know, it feels so simplistic and like two very non-comparable things to be like Metal Gear Solid and G.I. Joe.
Like, G.I. Joe is already like human beings fighting each other, so you take it to the next step, which is like realistic, like violent action. Transformers is like cartoon robots that don't do any damage. Take it to the next level, which is just like they can permanently damage each other. You know what I mean? Like, just bump it up one tier, and that can make it compelling to a new audience.
Yeah, with like, I don't know, I'm stuck on the Metal Gear Solid G.I. Joe thing because with Metal Gear Solid, it's these horrible, fucking, genuinely awful people that like, if they were G.I. Joe characters, they would, or like written like G.I. Joe, we would be having the same discussion about Metal Gear. But because it's so intentionally written where everyone has their own motive for X, Y, and Z that's happening, and like everyone's kind of pitted against each other, it's this constant like push and pull of war, espionage thing, but also like, also has its like grand, I don't want to say bullshit, but like very deep philosophizing that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
Like it has that, and that's what makes it Metal Gear.
Interesting.
But
it's pretentious in the right way.
I would say so. I like it a lot.
That's all you need.
I trust Kojima. But I think specifically the aspect of everyone having their own like motive that feels grounded is what I feel like I miss from G.I. Joe whenever I like try to, I don't know, get in touch with it or catch up on it.
I think there are probably good shows from over the years, but I know that they just didn't make much of it after its real heyday. So I think they haven't had as much time to explore it. But I hope that the Energon universe having success is able to succeed through that, and that Transformers is doing the same thing. I hope that that's a springboard to say, I mean, the funny thing is there are a couple other properties that I hear people reference as like, well, what if they did it with this? And it's like we don't need, they tried to do Gem and the Holograms a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Everybody always wants another Power Rangers thing. Like, there are other franchises that have this opportunity, but I'm like, I could see G.I. Joe, like, they need their due. They should have their moment.
Going away.
And then
this is more important.
Just needs to, like, I don't know, they just need to stick the landing. They just need to do it right. Which, speaking of Transformer shit that has been cool lately, we were talking a little bit about blockies, and while you're back there, you got your blockies guy right there, your Optimus. Because I think
it's always off camera, but my steelbook of the 1986 movie from my
everybody
home,
watching
I'm dropping
thinks
everyone.
everybody thinks that's a steelbook of Transformers 1.
God, you need to watch Transformers 1 so we can have the Transformers 1 episode where we argue
we totally
for like
will.
an hour and a half.
We should do a live. How about this?
God. Live stream?
If our viewers like hassle us enough for this, we will do a live like recorded like commentary on Transformers 1. Because that would be so funny. Or we could do we could do Bayverse.
It's just me sitting there like this, like gritted teeth the entire time.
I'm leaning forward. I'm going, wow, it's just like Spider-Verse. It's just like Spider-Verse, but with the Transformers.
I will say about Transformers 1, it's beautifully animated.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is amazing. The performances are surprisingly like, I don't want to say good, but okay. Chris Hemsworth eats.
Okay,
as Optimus Prime. I was shocked.
That's shocking, yeah.
Right? He does
It's like
really
Chris
good...
Pratt as Mario.
That's how I felt. Going into it, I'm like, there's no fucking
I'm
way.
really surprised that who plays Megatron?
I always forget his name. I am so sorry to this man. He is a very well-known actor, but
What else is he in? Like, would you know his
face? I would know his face. I don't know his name. I'm so sorry.
If you played Megatron in Transformers 1, please leave a comment so we can identify you.
He's a very accomplished actor.
It is shocking when they can pull off a voice cast that is so against type. Like Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. That is shocking to me.
Insane.
I found out, you probably know this already, but I found out like a week ago. Did you know that Peter Cullen is the voice of the Predator?
I didn't know that,
He does the Predator noise. I can't do it. I can't even like roll my R's. I don't know how to do that. Yeah. So there's this interview clip of him at like a Comic-Con, and he's like, yeah, like they had me come into the studio because they needed a sound for this like being, but they couldn't show me anything because they were still making the movie. They didn't want to leak it. So I had to go to like a secret room all the way back, whatever, and they showed me like a potential concept sketch, and they were like, what's anything? And he came up with the Predator noise.
The like clicking?
They're like...
Whoa,
that's Peter Cullen.
So cool.
Isn't that crazy?
I did not know that.
It's so cool. So I was like, that is such
that.
a neat like Transformers crossover to have him doing that. I can't believe how like active he still is in doing voice stuff. I'm sure he doesn't do the Predator stuff anymore, but
yeah, I think he's done with Optimus Prime is what it seems like.
Really?
He hasn't been Optimus Prime in like a couple years now. I think since Rise of the Beasts.
Okay, that would
And even
make
then,
sense.
I don't even know if he was in that.
He was in the Rise of the Beast movie because I remember watching that one and being like, wow, it's clearly him. Like,
Yeah, well, he's like, what,
But
86 or
I
something?
wonder if they're gonna
87?
like James Earl Jones him and like, because James Earl Jones, as far as I understand, gave permission for his voice to be like preserved. Any recordings they had can be used for Darth Vader, and they can like. I assume they're gonna AI his voice and put him in stuff in
I
the
don't
future.
want that.
But he like consented to it, which I don't. There's no good version of that. Like, I don't want that to occur. But if it is going to occur, I would rather the actor have publicly been like, I condone this before they die, than
Yeah.
the company just do it. Because the guy that played Grand Moff Tarkin and they put him in Rogue One, like, he did not. They just put him in that because they're like, well, we own your likeness as the character. So like, that shit is gross. But I don't know.
I really like people bringing their own interpretations to characters, especially such iconic ones like that. Like, for better or for worse. Like,
Do you feel like there's anybody that's done work as Optimus Prime that is like the shoe-in that could be the next? Or like, is there a depiction that you're like, oh, I could see that depiction being the voice they go with?
honestly, after Peter Cullen passes, which will be a very sad day for me, like, unironically.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, he's like such a legend. Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Cullen or Frank Welker. Like,
Yeah.
the day, second, and moment, I'm gonna be very inconsolable.
Yeah, we'll be canceling the shoot that day, and then we'll be doing a special dedicated episode the next day.
Oh my god, I would be crying. I'm sitting here sobbing. But yeah, no, they're both super talented. After that happens, I don't think I want there to be like a voice for that character anymore.
Interesting.
Like, not for like a pretentious respect reason.
You're
I
saying
don't really
like have it
one.
be a voiceless character?
No, I'm saying if after that, I feel like having a different interpretation and actors being able to bring their own interpretation of the character.
Oh, you're saying there shouldn't be like this is the voice. There shouldn't be a house voice. It should be whoever brings the...
Yeah, I think that's more interesting. They've been doing it for forever anyway.
Yeah.
Like, Peter Cullen is the core guy,
Sure.
but like Earthspark is a different guy. I think he does a really good job. He does like this stilted, like, jokey dad Optimus thing that I actually really enjoy.
Interesting.
It took me an episode
Does
or two.
Hemsworth get at the Peter Cullen like
does,
sound?
but
is he
only
trying
later.
to kinda do it? Oh, that's cool.
So he does like a voice.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have his accent. He has like an American accent. But as the movie progresses and there's the scene that I honestly think is really well done for all my reservations about Transformers 1, where he like shifts into the voice and it just like makes sense narratively. And I think that was a really good way of doing it.
That's cool. I like that a lot. I mean, that's a really neat way to like pay homage. I mean, the Darth Vader thing again is apt where in the Obi-Wan show, which is like a $10 show shot in somebody's backyard, but there's one scene in that near the end where they break the helmet and they run the sound of James Earl Jones' voice and Hayden Christensen's voice together. And so you can hear in it how the mannerisms of speech are a result of the suit and the person. And it is really well done. And I remember being like, oh, they like did a really, really good job bringing you into like where that voice, that iconic voice comes from.
Damn.
So it's cool if they're able to pull that off with Hemsworth. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's like, just watch that one episode or Google that like 10-minute chunk of that Obi-Wan episode because the rest of it's like not worth seeing. But when they do that scene, it's like, wow, you really get a sense for like where the voice comes from, which is really neat. So that's cool with Optimus that they've already sort of experimented with it.
Oh yeah, they've been doing it like Transformers Animated. It was a different guy, but that's because it was like a younger, kind of more. I don't want to say like strong-headed, but like
It was
a little bit
a
more
different
of
version of
like more impulsive, younger Optimus.
Interesting. Okay, so that's good. There's precedent for it.
Yeah, Transformers Prime I think is my favorite Peter Cullen performance as Optimus Prime.
Okay.
Which is kind of an odd thing to say, but I don't know, something about it I just really enjoy. He's very like
that's not
reserved
the crowd pick,
and
though.
pulled back. I don't know. I feel like G1 is so iconic. It's a lot lighter than people remember. I feel like when people think of Optimus Prime's voice, they're thinking of Bayverse, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's just like the prevailing tone.
Yes.
It got a lot deeper, grittier, and like...
action movie star.
Yeah, it has like that strong baritone that you can kind of like feel.
Yeah. Which I think in context in those movies makes sense because he's supposed to be that physically imposing.
Give me your face. Real line, by the way. Real line. Give me your face. He has a lot of crazy fucking lines. But yeah, he's a killer.
Like what, in the Bayverse movies?
Oh yeah. I don't know. Give me your face is the one.
I was gonna say I've only seen the first one and Beast Wars, and the first one was when I was a kid, so I barely remember any scenes from that. But
yeah, he fucking does some crazy killing
Really?
in the Bayverse movies.
Damn.
Unfortunately, it's probably the coolest part of the Bayverse movies is watching Optimus Prime kill people in new and interesting ways.
Well, that was a big, sweet moment in the Daniel Warren Johnson in the Skybound run, is when he's got that fucking cannon and he just blows that motherfucker away. That was so cool.
Skybound is probably my new favorite characterization of Optimus Prime. Like,
so
it
good.
has been Prime for so long for me. Or the show Prime.
Yeah.
Like G1 and Prime are kind of tied for me because I really like how angry or quick to anger he is in G1. I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
he's very defensive of like the group and like their
well,
what
he
they
just makes
and...
bad choices sometimes, and I find that compelling.
Yeah.
And again, it's like it's an 80s cartoon, so like well,
at the time, having the lead of the super team be anything but like perfectly infallible is like very much subversive at the time to give him a characterization of like whatever. But now we're kind of in the opposite. We're having him be like virtuous and kind at heart and doing his best no matter what is like, I mean, not to sound like a fucking Instagram meme page, but like kindness is the new punk rock.
See, I don't know. I don't know anything.
That's the fucking like since Superman came out, everybody's been like, kindness is the new punk rock. Kindness is the new punk rock. Oh my god, it drives me crazy. Not because it's not true, but just the meme of that drives me crazy.
I'm learning about this
anyway,
today.
all that to say, like that makes sense. The characterization you liked of him in Prime in the original stuff, he was fallible, he was quick to anger, whatever, and now Skybound kind of
it's. Well, here, let me get there. In the 80s, you had Optimus Prime, who's supposed to be a role model. Sure. And then over time, he kind of turns into this deity kind of character where it's this deified ideal of like being virtuous, being just, being a good leader. And they explored that a little bit in IDW, which I don't think makes sense for him with his changed background because he's a cop in IDW originally.
Oh, interesting.
Instead of like a librarian. Because normally he's a librarian or an archivist originally, I think, if I'm remembering right. And then in IDW, he's a cop originally. And it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't make as much sense to me. But it is interesting.
Adjustment to the characterization. Because I do feel like librarian turned, freedom fighter, leader of his people is like really compelling. And then like cop, it's like, oh, so you were already ready to like blow some people away.
Yeah. But also the IDW thing really shifts it harder into the like workers' rights, labor rights type of thing, or class struggle is what I should say.
So,
of the Decepticons and Autobots.
Do they lean into that as like the contradiction of who he is, that he's like a cop and also of the people?
Well, no, because he's not of the people in IDW.
Right, okay.
It's Megatron, who is like this Marxist author turned revolutionary. That makes it so cool, because he was like originally a gladiator and like a miner, basically a slave. Oh, Michael good?
Good, yeah.
Okay. And I don't know, I really like how they handle Megatron's backstory for that, and also Orion Pax's backstory, or Optimus. I think it's really cool. I like that Optimus struggles with it in his own way, especially later by like MTMB, Lost Light. There we go, Lost Light era. When
I had so many comments on TikTok being like, "You have to read Lost Light right now. Like it is the most important thing for you to read." And I was like, "Okay, all right, like I'll get to it."
It's because it has the Yowie. People like the Yowie.
Wow,
it's good. I like Lost Light.
People.
What? No comment.
People love the people love it. The people in question, you.
It's actually not my favorite of the comics. Shockingly, I prefer more than
we know you prefer the homegrown stuff.
Okay, man. Okay, girl. Anyway,
I have Windblade to read. I have not read this yet.
You need to read it.
I know. I just have honestly, like, I have worked through so many comics I've been reading through the last week, and this has been on the stack. It's like near the bottom of the stack, so I'm almost there, and then I will get through it. But because I'm excited, I'm sure it's going to be great.
I will say the writing doesn't really hold a light to MTME, unfortunately, at least in my opinion. It's still good and entertaining, but I like it for the politics, world building more than anything else.
That's fine. I love going into a world. If it's like not great character work, that's fine. If I'm like really captured by the universe that it's showing me.
I think you're gonna fuck with Windblade.
Sweet.
I think you'll like it.
I'll check it out. Hopefully within the next couple days, I'll get through it because I've been putting it off forever, just reading other stuff. And speaking of other stuff to read, because we were talking about.
I didn't finish my thought.
Oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry. I need to finish
sorry.
my thought.
I'm like,
I'll finish it quick. In IDW, I think it's really interesting how Optimus Prime grapples with his identity as Optimus Prime with Rodimus, and how he has a very different experience being a Prime. I think that's cool.
Gotcha.
And then you get to Skybound, and I think that's just hands down, like, knocks it all out of the park because it's combining kind of all the things that he's been.
Yeah.
And, like, he is a role model again, but in a way that's so much more believable and, like, grounded in modern, or, like, not modern day because it's 80s, but, like, for the modern age.
It's for us as readers in the modern age. We have the context of all these interpretations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He feels
really
a lot
cool.
stronger as a character with motive. And as like a leader that makes mistakes and is prone to like emotional decisions, which is my favorite like aspect of him in G1.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just want to like go through that timeline because it was important to me to like connect those thoughts.
To say what makes Skybound stand out so much.
I love it.
Among other things. I mean, you get the impression that Daniel Warren Johnson must be studied up on this stuff.
Everything feels like a love letter to like the entire franchise.
That's
up
so
to this
cool.
point.
I really wonder what they like. I'm sure that they're loosely planned to some extent, but I wonder what they'll do in the long-term plan of this, because right now it's a very Earth-faced story. It's a very like, this is just like G1, and you're going to get stories of them with humans and the whatever. But More Than Meets the Eye was so compelling to me because it was like a whole universe.
Yeah.
And I'd be really interested to hear, especially now that Kirkman is on it, and Kirkman really excels in doing that stuff. He really excels in saying, we started here with 5 people, and by the end of the book, you have the scope of an entire galaxy to experience. If that's the route that he goes, I mean, I hate to say it because I just like, talk about Kirkman constantly, but I could very easily see that becoming the definitive greatest of all time Transformers run.
Yeah.
If he is able to take how good of a foundation like Daniel Warren Johnson built and then turn it into like an epic. I don't think that there would be any competition for it because he is proven over and over to be that good.
Yeah, honestly, from everything that I've seen so far of like where it is at this point, I think it's already there in terms of like the best Transformers canon ever.
Wow.
Like everything I see, every little leak or every little spoiler that I get, which thankfully it's not that many, so maybe this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But it is such, again, a love letter to Transformers, and like it feels, I don't know, it's like everything that I've been waiting for my entire life of being into Transformers. 22 years on this planet.
So cool.
Which is very cool.
Very vindicating to like have that moment where it's not only good
crazy.
media, but it's good media that people like. And then it's going to second and third printings, like.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, I don't know, I really appreciate everyone that's working on it and how much love they pour into it because it's very clear and like plain as day.
Yeah.
Anyway, I keep interrupting you.
Oh,
what were you gonna say?
I was only gonna jump on what we were saying about. I was saying about getting through my stack of reading stuff.
Yes.
Because we were gonna talk about some indie comic stuff that we've been reading.
Yes.
Because we're both keeping up on Skinbreaker right now.
So good.
You just read the beginning of World Tree, and I'm all caught up on that. And then East of West. East of West is my book of the year, probably my book of the decade.
Wow.
In contention for my book of all time.
Wow.
Comic book series, like, top. I would have said prior to reading East of West, I would have said probably The Walking Dead, which is 4 compendiums.
Really? Okay.
Grant Morrison's Animal Man, and let's see if I can like see it from here. If there's anything else that feels like it can even touch those. Honestly, I think that might be I think that's the 3 is.
Damn.
Yeah, Grant Morrison's Animal Man, Walking Dead, and that. I love Invincible. I love a lot of other stuff that's like a big series that runs for a long time or whatever. I love something with a beginning, middle, end. But when I opened East of West, I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure this is like my shit in the biggest way possible, because I love Western stuff aesthetically. I love sci-fi, but more than any of those things, the genre of story I am the most into is a story that sort of scales like a human being against something so incomprehensibly large that it can't be understood. So like Cthulhu, right? Like something that is like you go mad just by seeing it. I love stuff like that. And East of West, the whole book is just an ever-increasing scale of that. It's the end of the world. The 4 horsemen are here, and they don't know how they're going to do it. And then the book proceeds from there, and you get to see how that unfolds and if it's going to end and, how it all, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but like, really that's what it is. That it is like, it gets bigger and bigger while also telling like human scale stories the whole time. And I just like, I could not believe how good it was. And it's Jonathan Hickman. So I love his Fantastic Four run is really good. He has a run on the Avengers. He wrote the Secret Wars series in 2015 that like the movie's probably going to be based on. Hickman has proven over and over that he can take an idea. He has some other stuff. He has a book called Pax Romana that I really like, which is these guys. It's like in the future, the Catholic Church sends back time travelers to like affect biblical events so that they can maintain power as the Catholic Church.
Ooh.
It's like very bizarre.
But
there's like
cool.
so many moments in that too where that's the same thing. That's like a couple outlaw time traveler guys have to go back and like intervene in like Jesus's life. And it's like that as a concept is like something so big, and then like a couple people have to pull it off. And that is crazy. Like so cool.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that. I think he wrote he did. He wrote Manhattan Projects, which I just got the second trade of, which I've been reading. That's another one. It's like
I've been
time
that
travel
one.
adjacent, and the idea is like all these historical figures that are scientists all get kind of pulled from their moment in time, and they're working on projects in like DC, like post World War II.
Damn.
Stuff like that. So he really, really does well with, the world around you is all a lie. It's so much more complicated than you could ever imagine, and it's so big. And then there's like one guy you can kind of rock with and see his story. In East of West, that's Death, the Horseman of Death. But you get so much of a world in it, and
I'm so jealous of his wife.
Oh my god! I mean, I have been like. Just thinking about all the characters in that book, really thinking about those characters since I finished the book nonstop.
Yeah.
So good. It's
Yeah.
so good. I'm curious your thoughts on it, what you liked about it.
I need to read more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I have the problem with the first trade of World Tree that you have with movie trailers, where I feel like I've seen everything I need to see by the end of it. Like World Tree is gorgeous to look at. The artist
World
and
Tree
colorist.
is stunning, yes.
It is beautiful.
But I will say you are right about that, in that like World Tree has a pretty simple premise. So as you, we were talking about this before we rolled, but I'm on the third. I just finished reading the third volume of the trade, and I'm getting concerned about it because I'm starting to feel the same way, which is that like the way we started is kind of where we are. The status quo is not really different. We're learning more about the kind of mystery of it all, and there's like some more information. But I ultimately am like,
the mystery kind of wrapped up too fast for me.
Yeah.
Writing wise, like I want to read more of it. I think I'm very curious about what happens and the characters and the motives and like what happened during this period of time, etc. But yeah, I got to the end of the trade and I was like, okay, well now I know that all these characters die, so why should I care?
Yeah. It has. So James Tynion is a very interesting author for this. He wrote. It's right over there. There's a Batman omnibus all the way on the right.
Rise and Fall of the Batman.
Yes. Yeah, and he's a big Batman writer. He has really he's done a lot of really, really good work in, and this ties into World Tree, but he's done a lot of really great work with Batman early in his career to establish the Bat family as like what the appeal of reading Batman comics is. The appeal is that you get Batman, but you also get Nightwing and you get all the Robins and you get Batgirl and and unfortunately I've come to realize that he is doing that again with all of his indie books, which is that he's giving you a really compelling premise. He's showing you Batman, but then he's being like, here's like other stuff for you to care about that is cool. And it is cool. It's always cool. But the problem is that like I am most of the time, like 99% of the time, I'm going to an independent work that's not from Marvel DC because I want something that is about the story and how it has a beginning, middle, end. I'm going there to read, like for East and West, right? I don't really need like action figures of those characters. I don't really need like a spin-off series from East and West. I need like East and West to have a good ending, and it does. So I need that. Whereas with a lot of James Tynion stuff and World Tree, I think is starting. I just started reading Department of Truth as well, and Department of Truth, fucking kick-ass fucking premise.
Okay.
The premise is, in this world, this guy is kind of working with the CIA. In this world, if enough people in the world believe in a conspiracy, it becomes true. So
That's awesome.
He works for a
so
government
sick.
agency that has to suppress conspiracies so they don't come true.
That's like
but
the
that
plot
means that
of,
the conspiracy theorists are like, the government's trying to hide this. So it feeds the loop, and they have to
That's
fight
really
this battle,
cool.
and it's very compelling.
That's kind of like the plot of the game Control, if I'm remembering right.
Oh, really?
Which is a game that is not scary that I can't play because it's too scary.
Damn.
I love the like visual design of that game. And it's
Yeah.
really cool to play and has a really cool story, but I get scared. I mean,
Department of Truth is fucking terrifying because a
Yeah.
big part of the premise is that the guy who's like the CIA agent has all this trauma from being a kid during the Satanic Panic in the 80s. And it was like the book plays with your idea of like if enough people in the 80s believed it, which they did, that means this kid really was tortured by demons as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like it becomes real because so many people believed it. So you as the reader have to wrestle with like whether or not you believe something because of public pressure or not. So there's like
That's really cool.
There's like really compelling stuff
That's very
in it.
meta in a way.
It is very meta.
Yeah.
And I dig books that like can feel timely and timeless at the same time because
Yeah.
it's the book is like about the JFK assassination and Bigfoot and whatever, but also in the back of your head you're going, right, it's about like the stuff I'm not going to say because we put this on YouTube, but it's about like the stuff that's happening in the world now, and it doesn't really explicitly say that, but it kind of it reminds you of that.
Yeah.
And I like that, but I was already by the end of that first trade being like, oh, I think he wants the Department of Truth to be like an anthology TV show, which is fine. That's his prerogative. But personally, as a reader, I want this to deliver a beginning, middle, end. And I want to get to the end and go, that's why this happened in this issue was so that it could pay off here, you know, rather than like, it's not really advertised as an anthology, but because they don't want to stop a successful series, it becomes anthology. And that's what I think World Tree is starting to do. That's what I think Department of Truth could do. Something is Killing the Children, I'm sure, is doing a similar thing.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't read any of that. I read the first trade, but I haven't like kept up on it. But a lot of James Tynion books, they show you awesome shit, and then they go, and then we're just going to like do this forever. And you keep reading and you're like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. Because like I was really compelled by the premise, but now it's like there's not a lot of like...
Yeah, the part that my favorite part of World Tree was the paneling.
Yeah.
It is so subtle and effective.
So effective.
It's
Such a good blend of actual photography in some of the panels and like imagery that's so vivid. Like
I like the just sequences of just squares.
Yes.
I love it
the
when
Watchmen
comics do that.
pages,
Yes.
right? Like the
so,
grids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it's rare to find a book I think like World Tree that is so drenched in its own aesthetic, but like feels like it's justified.
Yeah.
World Tree, the whole book is like computer code green, right?
Yeah.
But you are so like enraptured by that it's like that's cool. Like I'm here the whole time, which is very cool.
Yeah, I immediately bought into like the visuals of everything,
Yeah.
but like by the end, the story, I don't know, it's just
Yeah, I would recommend at least reading the second trade just to see where it
yeah.
goes. What I'm really excited about is that his big premiere book out right now is Exquisite Corpses, and Exquisite Corpses is guaranteed to have a beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
That it is a definitive like it has to end at this point. So they know that like they are compelled for it to have like flow and then wrap up at the end, and that is really exciting to me. But I wonder how his other stuff is like with that. So I don't know. I mean, he has yet to bring one into land, right? Like if he had done Something's Killing the Children and he had done 10 volumes of the trade and then it ended, we would have a frame of reference to go, oh, this is what happens when James Tynion runs a book for a while and then ends it. But he hasn't really done that, so we don't really have the like. I talk a lot about Brian K. Vaughan, especially on TikTok. I've made a bunch of videos on him because I really hate Why the Last Man, and I will defend that till the day I die. I hate that book, but that and Paper Girls are the ones he's finished, and then Saga is ongoing. So I feel, and I haven't finished Paper Girls. I read the first 4 trades, but
I
they're
did
really,
too.
really good. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the first 4 trades are awesome, but
they're fucking amazing.
They're really, really good.
Yeah.
But I'm like hoping that the end is good, because if the end is good, I'll have hope for Saga. Because right now I have like very little hope for the end of Saga.
Saga's been going on for like a decade.
Yeah, and they keep taking like 2 years off. So it's like just like.
I mean, those character designs are kind of crazy, and they put a lot of detail.
I mean, Fiona Staples is like one of the greatest artists out right now.
Yeah.
Her page work is
insane.
Bar none. Like I've yet to see anybody who can do that level of like immersive storytelling that well, where she has built an entire universe and her stuff is so like liminal that you're so wrapped up in it. It's so good.
I know. I read
But I'm
Saga.
worried because he doesn't have a great track record of ending stories. In my mind, he's 50-50 if Paper Girls is good.
Oh, yeah. I read a little bit of Saga in high school. I think it was like the first couple issues.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
it's been running for however long, so it's like
I know it was like it's such a giant to like try to
it
get
really
through.
is. And the fact that there is a compendium out, I have the compendium. That's how I read it originally, and then post the issues right here on my wall. Post break, they came back, and there's like 6 issues that started the run, and then they took another break, or maybe there's 12, and then they took another break. And so I bought those first, but then I didn't read them, and then they announced a new break, so I didn't read them because I was like, well, I'm not gonna do this again. Like I'm not. I am so ready for there to be another compendium that I'm not buying it. Which ultimately, in a medium like comics, you can't really spend your goodwill like that. Put out a monthly book, because if I'm like not able to get it, and then I therefore lose interest, or I just say I'll wait for the compendium, you might not get the people buying to be able to finish it and make the second compendium, and that has happened time and time again.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I think in indie comics, I know they plan to operate with lower overhead so they can maintain stuff to get to the ending, and then they can collect it and sell it. But it's like back in the day, right? You could make a movie, and if it didn't do well in theaters, you could sell the VHS tape.
Now you can't even do that.
Right. Now it's like that went away. So then it's like, I don't want that to happen to comics where it's like, we can't make single issues anymore. We have to go straight to compendium, but I can't spend 3 years making a compendium. I have to just make monthly issues to make the money to work on my compendium. Yeah. I'm worried about that business model in the long term, because like, I want people to be able to make the stuff they want to make and do it in whatever format they want. But it's like, I'm not gonna buy Saga while it's coming out, because I'm not sure it's gonna be good. I don't have a guarantee that's there's such huge gaps between issues that like
there's so much of it.
There's so much of it. The first compendium's great, but the first compendium, while it ends on some cliffhangers, is good enough by itself that I haven't felt the need to keep reading it. And that's
a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not great. So whatever you do not read Why the Last Man. It is so stupid. Why the Last Man is the epitome of that meme that's like,
I have
a
no
book
opinions.
cover, and it's like the author's thinly veiled fantasy. Because the plot of Why the Last Man is every man on Earth dies except one guy.
Oh.
So then the whole book is him, you guessed it, fucking bitches. Which I am not opposed to, like, as a story choice, if it's like...
That's boring to me as a premise.
Yes, it's boring.
Yeah.
The problem is that the whole book is that there are 3 types of women. There's women who like him and fuck him. There's women who don't like him, therefore they don't fuck him. And there's lesbians. And guess what? Groups 2 and 3 are mostly the same the whole book through. Like, of the main cast, the only 3 people he doesn't have sex with are his sister and the 2 lesbians. And the rest of the book is basically like anybody else is down to smash. And it's like, come on.
That's really boring.
That is an exaggeration. If you read the book, I know you're going to be up in the comments being like, that's not what it's about. I don't think that most of the characterizations of the female characters, like...
Speak on it.
Go off. A book about there being one man on Earth and all the rest are women that are alive barely passes the Bechdel test. Like, think about how hard it is to write a book like that and have it not pass the Bechdel test when there is one male character and thousands of women, millions of women. Yeah. And the book almost doesn't pass it. Like, there are certainly moments where it does, but so much of it you're going, oh my God, what about the other shit going on?
That's crazy.
It is so crazy. And it just, a lot of the book ends up coming across as him, like, talking about like how women are and how it would be if women ran the world, and framing it as like he wants to make you think that it's like, oh, they're such like they're girl bosses, like they figured out the world or whatever. But consistently throughout the book, he undermines that by showing how like without men, everything has fallen apart. So it's like you can't really have both stories. You can't really be like, well, without men, everything is fucked, but also like they figured it out. You can't like that isn't really making women look great, and it's not like it feels contradictory and it's boring, and he's just trying to fuck the whole time. He has a kid with somebody like throughout the series, and then like also the plot of the book is that he's trying to find his girlfriend who's across the world, and in the meantime he has a kid with someone. He fucks like 3 people. It's like you're presented it as though it's like a zombie apocalypse, but you're like, it's not a zombie apocalypse. You're just cheating on your girlfriend. Like, truly, it's like, even if it were like, if they flipped all of it and it was like, he's going across the country to get to his girlfriend, and in the meantime, it's like him and all men, and then there's like gay shit, I actually would be like, that's a compelling, like, human nature study about, like, would your sexual orientation change if there were only people of your same gender on the planet? That would be a compelling character angle that I could go, oh, I wonder how they're going to explore that. It's not that. It's like a straight guy. He has a straight woman girlfriend on the other side of the world. He's going to fuck all the way there. And then it's just like, it's so stupid. Also, there's one issue of that book that if you've read it, you know, it's so bad. He's just like BDSM tortured by this woman for an issue. Again, the author's thinly veiled fantasy. Crazy. I'm saying this late into the episode so we can't get demonetized, but I hate that book so much. So not to end on a negative note where we're talking about like positive indie comics experiences.
Yeah.
But East to West is amazing.
I really want to talk about East to West, but I kind of want to say I'm not gonna get too into it because I haven't read the book in a long time. That comic sounds like a worse version of the similar idea, I guess, of Grasshopper Jungle, which was my favorite book for a really long time.
I have not read that. I
had a friend that just read it in like a week. Because I just was like, this is the premise.
It's just a novel.
Yeah, it's just a novel. Okay. There's apparently a sequel, but I don't know anything about it. It's a coming of age story about this bi-curious teenager who's like a Polish immigrant. And he is torn between his best friend, who he is kind of gay for, and his girlfriend, who he can't tell if he loves one and lusts for the other, or is in love with both of them. And he's like,
interesting.
And he's like a horny teenage boy.
Yeah.
And then the end of the world happens, and he accidentally causes it with his best friend.
Damn.
And that's the premise, and I love it.
Okay, fire.
But I say that sounds like a worse version of that because the thing with Grasshopper Jungle, especially talking about it as an adult as opposed to a teenager when I read it, is that the main character sucks, and that's the point. Like, he's a piece of shit teenage boy.
Why the Last Man tries to do that. Like, I think at a certain point he realized that he had the character's name is Yorick. He had Yorick act in a way that was irredeemable. Mm-hmm. So then it was like, okay, let's make it so that, like, the arc of the character is that he went from, like totally ignorant to, like, women to, like, much more aware of women and just sort of a general idiot. And that isn't
so
really a satisfying arc because all that really means is he was an idiot at the beginning and an idiot at the end.
That's really boring.
So there's just like, and then the end of the book, I fucking hate the end of the book so much because it takes all of that and just shits on it basically. And it's like, and he's like silly, goofy, and like, and the way they resolve the thing about him being the last man, and it's just so stupid. Yeah. I also, though, on the topic of Brian K. Vaughan, and with we were talking about Paper Girls, the one thing so far I'm worried about Paper Girls, about the ending whenever I get to it, is that it's about, like, tween girls. So I'm like, okay, already, when Brian K. Vaughan writes a book and it's an all-female cast, I'm just like Why the Last Man. I'm going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, like, I was saying this the other day to somebody. I was saying that, like, I truly believe any author can write about anybody. You can write a story about any subject. If you are not in that demographic, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are a good writer and you write it well. If you write a book and it's not your lived experience, but you do such a good job in that story that it is compelling and satisfying and emotional, all those things, good. If you step into a space that isn't yours and then write a hack story, that's bad. It's like, so you're kind of like, you're definitely taking up space that could be used by someone else who could better tell this story. Yeah. So in Paper Girls, in like volume 2 or 3 of the trade, where there's like one of them has a vision of the future, and it's like, it's like not the far future, it's like the immediate future, and it's her and one of the other girls kissing. I'm not homophobic, obviously, but I was like, hang on, because I hate this idea that he would be like, well, there's only a couple kind of women out there. There's lesbos and like bitches that are mean. And it's like
the lesbies and there's bitches.
Yeah, and I'm like, I kind of tense up because I'm like, don't do that. You've proven that you cannot write a story that is like effectively about like sexual orientation as like a societal force. And so to be like 80s homophobia and then they're gay and I'm like, I don't know if you're that guy. I will say he's really good at it in Saga. His Saga stuff is really good.
The same writer?
That's Brian K. Vaughan. Yeah, he does Nuclear Family. He does like the struggles of being like parents that have obligations to like the world outside of them, but also now to their child.
Yeah.
He does like interracial marriage. I have no idea what his life is like, but he handles those topics, I think, very well.
Yeah.
So he has strengths, but the fact that Paper Girls does something that Why Last Man does, I'm like, I don't know about that. Like,
yeah. Maybe a hot take as a gay man. I do really like the straight romances sometimes, especially in comic books.
it's not even that. I think if Paper
No,
Girls
I'm not,
had
this is completely unrelated.
okay, okay.
I like a straight romance. That's very
That's like the most
controversial.
unwoke thing you could ever say. You're like 2026. It's like it's illegal to be straight. Give me a boy and a girl.
The
Every
most
couple
Seattle
in
statement ever.
Yeah.
This might be controversial, but I like a straight romance.
This
Phantom Thread.
is horseshoe theory in practice. It's like the most right-wing podcast you could ever hear. Where's the men and women? The most left-wing podcast you could ever hear. Where's the men and women? They're making them all gay now. Everybody in 2026, all media should look like Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox.
Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ. We gotta get to East of West. We gotta get to East of West, because I am intrigued by the straight romance.
Yes, there are many romances of many kinds in the book.
I don't even know yet.
I just think through what else.
I
Well,
like
I guess I don't know. It's not that romance heavy.
No,
Jonathan
which
Hickman
I
is
do
very
like.
funny as a writer because he like even when he wrote Fantastic Four, like he doesn't really know how to do like human scale romance. So like Reed Richards and Susan Storm are like coworkers that you know really love each other, but like they're so concerned with like fixing the universe that it's not really. He gets into it in a good way in that book, but
I do like that trope also.
yeah.
We're in love with each other, but we're both busy right now.
Yeah.
Love.
East and West does that really well.
That's
really well.
like end of issue 1, she like kind of soft dumps his boy pussy.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I got bigger fish to fry. Work.
So where does the first trade end? Like what was going on near the end of that?
He kills all the people and not Mao, and then she is the new emperor, and then he bows to her, and that's where it ends. And that was
So does it end with them in the tent?
no.
No. Okay.
They're not,
okay.
They're not in 10 yet.
Okay. You will get to that part. That's a pretty pivotal thing, but it's a little bit later on. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've seen. Who else have you seen at that point?
There was the sister. I think she's dead now. The sister
Yep.
of the girl,
Yep.
of the wife.
Yep.
There's the 3 horsemen.
Yeah, the 3 other horsemen that are
Yeah.
kids,
That are
kid-sized.
Kid-sized.
What have they been up to? Have they been at the point that you're in? Have they been?
Don't even say anything. I don't
I
even
know.
want to know.
I'm not. I wouldn't say anything that would actually.
So they're kind of
spoil the
like
events,
slowly catching up to his trail, which may be a nondescript
but-
thing.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense where they're at.
Yeah, they just had the big.
I'm glad I just read it because I have such a horrible memory for this stuff. I would be like, I don't know.
The not Illuminati met up, and
Yeah.
the awesome Texan dude.
Yes.
He's like a racist Confederate, right?
Yes.
Okay, that sucks, but I really like the way he's written.
That stuff, all the Texas adjacent stuff, is some of my favorite stuff in the whole book.
Really?
It gets so fucking
It's
good.
very interesting
Because
to me.
I was so like. Part of my fascination with the book was I feel like there are so few good American sci-fi, and what I mean by that is that like a lot of sci-fi goes so far into the future that it's an unrecognizable planet state, and that's fine. But I don't know that I've really seen anything that's like the way that like Japanese media does, like has like amazing sci-fi set in like Japan and that culture. It feels very rare to have like futuristic American. You get like retro sci-fi, you get Jetsons-y stuff.
Yeah.
But like to have something that's like this is realistically how America could look.
Yeah.
In 1,000 years or whatever the timeline is or whatever, it was so compelling to me, and how it preserved. I mean, almost like Dune, right? Like Dune has characters like Duncan, Idaho, and you get like the Americana in it, and you're like, wow, that is so interesting to think of like American culture persevering beyond
It's like thousands
space.
and thousands of years in the future with super Catholicism.
It's like Mad Max being in Australia, and like
Yeah.
the idea that like I don't know if you've ever. It's like a tweet or something that's like. My headcanon is that the plot of Mad Max is happening in Australia, but the rest of the world is totally fine.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
Like, that's how I felt reading East and West, where I was like,
Yeah.
it would be really funny if, like, all this is happening in America, and in Europe, they're just totally fine. Like, nothing is going on. They have no idea. They're like, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Like, but it's it's really, really good for that. So I will lend it to you so you can read the rest, because
I would love
it's so
that.
good.
Yeah, I've been like a little iffy on some aspects of it that I don't really know how to verbalize right now, but I do know that I really like where the narrative arc is.
Yes.
going.
And what I will say is, my feeling was anything that I was like, I don't really know about that, ended up paying off or becoming good in such a way that I was like, it was so worth it. I don't think there was a single aspect of it that I was like, oh, like that kind of didn't feel satisfying or whatever. Like everything worked so well. And by the time I got to the end of the book, I was like, you know, it's so rare for a book to be so good that you're so glad it's over. Like I was so glad that there is no other media because it is so perfect.
No other media ever.
Yeah, it's like I don't want this to be a TV show. I don't want a spin-off. I don't even want like a variant cover.
Damn.
For the, you know what I mean? Like I only want to experience it exactly as it is because it's so self-contained and perfect, and then it's done. It gave me the same feeling that the Foundation books gave me that I read earlier this year, the Asimov Foundation novels, because those are also like super far, like into the future sci-fi, but they're so like, they feel like historical documents almost, and that was what I liked about East of West, is that like, as a reader now, I was like, oh, I could be reading this as if it were like a history book of the future. You know, like it feels like that kind of story that the effects, because in real world history, you'll read the stories and it'll be like, and these two people from this country affected the entire world.
That was crazy, yeah.
That's what
how
makes
it opens.
this so good, is that you're like, oh yeah, like these two people shaped the entire world. And you are kind of thinking about like the common man and how there are millions and millions of people populating these places. But it's more fun to think about like the powerful people at the top of it all. At least for me, it was.
Yeah, I would say I'm usually the opposite of that.
Okay.
I like getting to know the people in power from the common person.
Interesting.
Which is one of my favorite parts of First World Trilogy. My favorite books ever. They blend that and like blur that line a lot because people like shift in power a lot because it's during wartime, and I think it's really well done.
That is really, really cool.
Like the main guy, Logan Ninefingers, love him.
What a name.
He's like the most notorious, bloodiest fighter in like all the land, the entire world, basically.
Yeah.
Like he's a super famous fighter, but you're meeting him when he's at his lowest.
Interesting. Okay.
And then you see him like slowly build up that name again. And it's just so interesting. He's trying to abandon it as well.
Interesting.
So it's like
that's cool.
Do that with everyone.
That's sick.
In a way.
I love stuff like that. I mean, it's hard to do character work at that scale when someone could be like, you know, and East and West does this a little bit with the Horseman Death, where you're kind of like,
I really like Death so far. He's a really compelling
one of the
protagonist.
Coolest characters I've ever read in anything. Like I just, even by the end of the book, you're still like, you know, you're rooting for him, but you're troubled about it, and like that pulls you all the way through the whole book. You have that feeling.
I really like that it's a vengeance story in a way too.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
you have no idea. I don't
even know.
Twists and turns and becomes something else.
Like,
there's a couple things that I don't think that you have gotten to yet that are going to add layers and complexity to that, where it's going to be like, oh shit, this is way more like a vengeance story than I thought.
Yes.
But there's so many, and I felt like none of the characters ever get to a point of oversaturation, which is hard with like
that is hard,
so many good characters. Any of them that you get to a point where you're like, okay, we kind of, you know, I want to hear about the rest of the characters. It always manages to go that way. It always manages to get you back into everybody else, which is very, very cool. So. Yeah, Hickman is, I mean, he's unparalleled in that. It's like him with no guardrails on, right? When he writes Secret Wars for Marvel, it's like, at the end, it's like, okay, Doctor Doom has to lose, and Miles Morales has to be in the new Spider-Man comic, and like, you can't really like do new stuff. But with East of West, it's like blank check. You know, whatever you want to do, you're going to be able to do it. And he really, really does that, which is so cool.
Yeah, I have been rewatching Blue Eye Samurai. This is related, I swear, for like the third time, I think third or fourth time lately. And East of West reminds me a lot of what I like about the so far of the overall arc of that show, because it's I love the pacing of it.
Yeah,
I think the pacing of that show is so good because it's like a 6-hour movie that you get to watch.
Hell yeah,
and it's just love.
That's sick.
And it like a little dash of like sleazy grindhouse stuff too, which I love. Spaghetti western, but also like space western, cowboy bebop type shit. I love. It's like, I think
you're gonna rock with the rest of East and West so hard. It's gonna be.
The only thing I'm iffy on is how I feel like most characters do feel like a caricature to me, but I also understand that that's somewhat intentional.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
like
intentional,
this world.
and also I think it's intentional to get you to start reading, and then because you're like, okay, I can understand these characters, right? And then as you go, you get more compelled by the ways that they defy stereotype or they have new information.
That's what I need to see. I'm kind of reserving opinion about it so far. I'm kind of generally iffy on this, but
And also, I think the stereotypes become less. They become less like perfectly round, and they become more like, okay, yeah, I can understand that Confederate General Texan guy would do these things, but I also feel like this guy is the one that would do that. Maybe it is like part of what the stereotype would be, but it is also like it is of his character to do that, which is like hard to balance, because there can be a tendency to just be like, what would the Prince of New Orleans do in this situation? And then you just do that, and it's not unexpected at all. Mm-hmm. I think that the book manages to have enough external factors that change how things happen, interplay between the major players that changes things up, and then new decisions the characters make that are surprising, that shakes it up. So between those three things, I don't think it ever feels too much like, I assume that the stereotype of this person's going to do this. It always seems fresh. At least to me it did.
I know we're running a little long on time, but I do really appreciate about East of West so far that everyone has their own motive. Because that's something I feel like above all else, if I can get into the mindset or like headspace of a character and see why they're doing what they're doing, no matter like if they're just some random side character you talk to for 5 minutes, I just waved in your camera. But like, again, First Law, my favorite example of that. Like, everyone that you meet will be relevant at some point, which is insanely difficult to do. Yeah. And East of West feels that way. Like when it comes back to the guy from the bar, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, that was
there is no corner of it that doesn't feel totally necessary and totally explored. Yeah. Anything that isn't explored is not necessary. It's
very interesting.
There's no wasted space, but there's also no filler.
It's very interesting.
Which is cool. So I highly recommend, if anybody is watching, go read East of West. Cannot recommend it enough. We're burying this review way into the episode because there's no way I can put that in the thumbnail. Because people are going to be like, I'm not clicking an episode about some weird space cowboy show or book.
It's sick. I barely knew anything about it other than it's one of your favorite things ever.
Yeah, it was like, I got it for my birthday from my girlfriend, and it was like one of my most wanted compendiums to read. Damn. And then I put off reading it because I had read a couple pages and I was like, I'm gonna love this so much.
Me with Skybound.
So I did it. Yeah, I had a couple days after I had quit a job and I was sitting at home for a couple days where I was like, okay, now I can sit down and read this whole thing in one go. And I read it in 2 days, and it was like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever read, and it is. It's so good.
Such a good feeling. Yeah.
I think that's probably about our time.
I know there's so much I want to talk about, but we
have time for it next time, so we can get to it. But so I don't know, we don't have a wrap up script at all.
No, we don't.
Keep watching because there's more stuff to talk about.
Stay cool. Till all are one, I guess.
Till all are one. That's good.
Till
all are one.
This is from Transformers. I don't really agree with that statement generally, but it's cool to say. It kind of goes cold as fuck.
It does. We got to do it in the Peter Cullen voice. Till all are one.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing that, girl. That was pretty good, though.
Oh my god.
Until next time.
All right,
farewell.
See ya.